Hello, everyone. This is Eric Liu, and today I'm going to show you guys another in-game study. This in-game study is a hard in-game study, but it's also a very cool in-game study, so I hope you enjoy it. White to move and win. Pause the video and try to figure it out. Now that you've had a chance to figure it out, I'm going to explain this position. So it's white to play and win. And if we look at the material, we can see that white is up a knight for 2 pawns, which is good, but white only has 1 pawn left. And if white loses that 1 pawn, it's gonna be a draw at best for white. So we don't really want to lose that pawn. Unfortunately for white, the pawn is being attacked and has nowhere to go. So that's bad. What can we do? If we go something like knight c7, protecting the pawn, then black can simply just take the pawn, and this is a theoretical draw, because white only has 2 knights. That's the problem. So since black is attacking the pawn, we need to do something very forceful. There are 2 possible checks in this position. There's knight f5 check and knight f7 check. So the correct answer, the correct first move is knight f5 check. But before we look into that move, let's see how knight f7 is wrong. So the problem knight f7 is that after king g6, now the knight's under attack and the pawn is under attack. So it's another double attack. Then if knight e5 check, now there is king f6. Very important move. And this is the only move for black, because if black were to attack the knight this way, then after d6, white is winning. And the difference, after king f6, d6, black has knight b5. And after d7, just king e7. That's why black goes king f6, so that the king can go to e7 in time to stop the pawn from promoting. And black is actually winning in this position. So we cannot do that. We cannot do that. Knight f7 is the wrong move. Knight f5 check is the best. Now, black needs to decide how to work this out. So we're giving a check, and then we want to push the pawn to promotion. Makes sense. If something like king g5, then d6, and if king f5, d7, we're making a new queen, that is definitely not black's plan. So after knight f5 check, black's best move is king g6. And you'll see the idea later. The point is, now after d6, black can use the knight to stop the pawn from promoting. And the way you do this is knight e4, attacking the pawn, d7, knight g5. Knight g5, this is a very important move. Now the idea is if white promotes to a queen, there's knight f7 check with a fork. So, and that's why the king, after knight f5, the best move is king g6, to leave room for the black knight to go to g5. Okay. So knight f5, king g6, d6, Knight e4, d7, knight g5. So we know if we queen, there's knight f7 check. So we need to figure out how we can deal with that. We need to figure out how we can deal with that. And here, the best move is knight to h4 check. And it's a very smart idea. After king h6. And now black still wants to meet queens with knight f7 check. And black's gonna go knight f7 check regardless. Like if something like king g8, then of course there's knight e6. And still we can't promote our pawn. So here, very important move. d8 equals knight. d8 equals knight. We are under promoting that pawn. And we are giving ourselves 3 knights. 3 knights. More importantly, though, we realize that black's pieces are stuck. If black moves the knight anywhere, it's checkmate in 1. A very nice double knight checkmate. So black cannot move the knight. Black cannot move the king. Black cannot move the pawn. So black needs to move these pawns. Black needs to move these pawns. So let's say black tries to promote, which is the best move. If black is in time to promote, then black will win. So we need to do something about this. And here, white has a really nice sequence of moves to actually checkmate black. So pause the video here and try to find how white can checkmate the black king using 3 knights. Now that you've figured it out, I'll show you the answer. Knight to c7, c2, knight d5, c1 queen, knight f5, king g6, knight e7, king h6, knight g8, king g6, knight e7 checkmate. Very, very stunning checkmate, I would say. Because this king's got no place to go. This king's got no place to go, right? f5 is protected by the knight. f7 is protected by the knight. f6 is protected by the knight. h6 is protected by the knight. And g7 and h7 are protected by the king. And that is checkmate. 3 knights. A 3-knight checkmate. One that you usually don't see. It's a very, very nice checkmate. That's the point of this study. I know it's a long study. It's 11 moves long. So let's recap this study. White to play and win. Only move, knight f5 check. After king g6, d6, knight e4, d7, knight g5. Black is being very tricky. If we queen here, there's knight f7 check. We go knight h4 check. Now the king has to go to h6, or else we can just queen. And then now, still, if we queen, there's knight f7. So now we play the amazing move, d8 equals knight. Making a 3rd knight. 3 knights. I've never had a game where I had 3 knights, so it's really quite a rarity to see 3 knights on the board. Pawn to c3, and now checkmate. A very nice sequence of moves, leading to checkmate with 3 knights. Thank you guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and see you guys next time.